What's going on YouTube, Top Faker today. Today we've got the comparison of the Samsung Galaxy S4 and the Sony Xperia Z. Both of these devices sport a 5-inch 1080p display with a resolution of 1920 by 1080. That puts both of them at a pixel density of 441 pixels per inch. The Samsung Galaxy S4 has a 1.9 GHz quad-core Snapdragon 600 processor, and the Xperia Z has a Qualcomm 1.5 GHz quad-core processor. They both have 2 GB of RAM. The benefit towards the Xperia Z is that it is made out of glass, so the back and front both have glass in comparison to the Samsung S4, which has majority of it made out of plastic. This may alert and aware buyers before actually purchasing, because plastic could have more effect on the breakage of glass. Both the Sony Xperia Z as well as the Samsung Galaxy S4 run the latest versions of Android Jelly Bean 4.2. Of course, both of them don't run the pure version of Android Jelly Bean. On the left you've got the Sony Xperia Z, which is running Sony's own skin of Android, as well as on the right Samsung S4 running TouchWiz. Now with some use, you do see that both of them, you still get that Android experience. There's a lot of things, and it's really just the themes as well as the design, the layout of things. However, of course, you see here that the notification center works pretty much similar. However, there's more shortcuts on the Samsung as opposed to the Xperia Z. But again, if you root the devices, you can change and modify a lot of these things in terms of themes and things. But of course, that really comes down to devices. But again, as I said, routing can make any phone particularly customizable as per the user. Now, a device test that I like to do, but isn't probably the best test, is a Bootup test. And with this Bootup test, we actually found that the Samsung Galaxy S4 did boot just a few seconds before the Sony Xperia Z. Again, I've highlighted this in all the other comparison videos that I don't think the Bootup test is the best way to show the device. It's really just about patience booting, and of course, depending on what's on the device, how full it up is in terms of media content and other things, it will boot up in different amounts of times. So as you saw, it was just about a 1 or 2 seconds difference between the two. Now, a lot of people like to actually look at the benchmark test between the two devices, so I'm not going to put the full benchmark test because it does last about 3-4 minutes in full, so I've put that as a separate video. But this, using the Antutu benchmark, it actually tests the GPU, the CPU, as well as some other tests that it performs, and it gives you a score. So we saw different scores with other devices, and the Sony Xperia Z scored 20,387 and the Samsung S4 scored 23,830. So as you can see, there's not much difference between the two devices, putting them as pretty much powerful, despite the Samsung S4 having a head start on terms of the processor, which is clocked slightly higher than the Xperia Z. So it really comes down to preference. Of course, the Sony Xperia Z and the Samsung S4 have completely different designs. You've got more square form factor on the Xperia Z in comparison to the Samsung S4. And of course, the skins in terms of TouchWiz and whatever can also have an effect on the buying choices of the consumer. One last thing to take note of is the Samsung Galaxy S4 has a 2600 mAh battery. That means you'll get slightly more juice than the Sony Xperia Z, which has a 2330 mAh battery. Also take note that the S4 has a removable battery. If you're interested in more videos like this, don't forget to stay subscribed, and I'll catch you later.